What's the deal? What's up, fam? What is up? Hit the button on a couple of these spots here. Hmm. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let me get this here posted up here. Early games today. Make sure we got things together here on the book. Make sure the Twitter stream is lit. Yes, sir. Okay. We we working on Twitter too. All right, we're looking good. Okay. Man, let me get up to just what's up, Pat? What's up, man? Shout out to Pat, man, for that hit last night. I like that. Really do like that. I do. Um, let's take a quick look at let's pull up X real fast. Let's get a look at the weather real quick. See what's in store for this morning. Um, Yesterday, man, we hit the Dinger Tuesday bang. You know, if you guys caught that, shout out to you guys. Corey Seager act like he don't know where the fuck he was at. You know, a lot of stuff. Yeah, yeah, he is, man. Within yeah, Josh Chisholm does look good, especially in a different offense too. More dangerous offense makes you a little bit more dangerous. You can really act a fool. He can really act a fool in that offense there. Toronto at Baltimore, a few spotty downpours. A delay is possible if one fires in the wrong spot. Yellow green for New York and Philly. Like in Baltimore, we'll see a couple downpours from form sometime between game start and game end. But if you trust the forecast models on nailing pop up locations, I, for one, do not. That's what he says. But that doesn't look to be much around Philly. Okay. What's up? What's up? What's up, Select? What's going on? Um, Yellow green, Minnesota, New York Mets. Same deal. A couple spotty pop ups. Models aren't too aggressive with them. So the likely outcome here is a dry nine. Winds out to left at 15 miles an hour on a warm, humid day. Okay? Big Bang, what's going on? Solo said, might take a mental day off. I like the late games, late slate better. What's up, Mackie? What's going on? What's up? Remember, we got like 4 or 5 games tomorrow. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Looking ahead is always good. You know, time off is always is okay as well. You know, you won't. You know, so we need it. You know, uh, Kansas City Royals and Chicago White Sox. Rain will be clear by first pitch afternoon. Rain looks minimal, low chance of delay. Texas at St. Louis. Everything should steer well clear of St. Louis. Seattle at Boston. Rain coverage here is a bit higher than in other East Coast games, but it still doesn't look any worse than just a chance for delay. Winds out to left at 10 to 15 miles an hour on a warm, humid day. Where I get that cat from? Man, my guys, man. We can order one, man. I have my guy Prop. You can follow him on Twitter. I'll show you. Um, you can I'll give you his Twitter right here. Prop right here. Uh, Prop right here. Bam. Um, we be in the spaces and stuff like that. I've been fooling around with prop for a while, man. But yeah, I'm gonna grab me a hoodie too in a little while. But yeah, on Twitter there, you can holler at prop man, and you can support him on a hat and whatever else merch he got to offer, man. So shout out to prop there, right? Corbin said, he said, Corbin hold me. Yeah, man, Corbin ain't right, man. Sometimes he get it in, and then sometimes he just go out there. The thing about that, they give him a leash. They let him stay out there and go and get fucked up. They let him go and get fucked up. Where were we? Chicago, Cincinnati. Some nasty storms in the general area. We're a bit early to know if one ends up over the ballpark, but or not. But we will see how the radar looks pregame here, right? So some weather implications. Just got to figure things out, right? Weather always plays a big factor in baseball. Okay, so like I said, okay games, okay day yesterday. Wasn't my best day. I told you guys, man. I told you guys. Um, them box scores and stuff like that, man. Especially when you already know, man. We already knew what we were going to do, and like every single day, I tell you. I mean, how runs are manufactured, man. Runs are manufactured in some of these teams. We've been long enough. We've been playing long enough to see how runs are manufactured. Some of these teams just really, you know, they they string them together, man. You can see, hits, runs, and RBIs, which is my favorite prop. You know what I'm saying? I got burned yesterday on the Washington National side, but I bet a bunch of these guys here for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And when you just roll in a stack, you could just roll out and just play everybody, man. Everybody hit the hits, runs, and RBIs, things of that nature, right? If you got a game that you think is going to pop all the way off, then you can bet both sides. I bet both sides plenty of times. The Chicago Cubs game day before yesterday tore me up, right? The Cubs didn't even show up. But, it is what it is. Things of that nature, man. I just, stacking is a thing, you know what I'm saying, if you know how to put it together, right? First game on the docket here, we got Miami Marlins at Tampa Bay Rays. Here we got an over under 7.5. Oh, shout out to the Dodgers. I really don't go to a lot, bet on a lot of the Dodgers. If you guys ever noticed that, but he said shout out to the Dodgers for choking at the end. Yeah, I don't really go towards them guys a lot, man. We'll talk about them guys in a minute, though. But I want to try to squeeze through this. Since it's the trade deadline, I got to figure a way to get. I mean, since the trade deadline is over with, I got to figure out a way to get these streams down. I got to come up with some type of list, right? My sons, they do graphics and stuff, so maybe I have them do me some graphics, or just do it on my own. I got pro canvas and all this stuff, so I can figure out how to do a graphic, at least a graphic to just put out. You know what I'm saying? With short form video. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now we got Roderick Munoz on the mound, right? So yesterday, as you caught the stream yesterday, I really wanted to pull a trick on Brandon Lowe yesterday. I ended up taking his hits, runs, and RBIs. He cashed it for me. I did put him in a home run round robin that I did not post. Um, what's up? What's up? That boy Jazz smoking. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's getting it in. What's up, Ed? What's up, Ed? I did put him in the hits, runs, and RBI, so he cashed that for me. But I really thought he. Do I typically wait on the later games? Yeah, most of the time. Um, um, Lineups. It's about lineups. When the lineups come out, man, I need to see the lineups. I need to see lineups. I need to see lineups. Let's get a lineup page up here right now. In fact, so we should have lineups, some lineups now out now. But lineups are, right now I gather my information. I gather my information, get my information together. then when the lineups drop, I already know how I want to do it because I need to see who's hitting where, right? I need to see who's hitting where, so I can because I bet RBIs and stuff like that. So I need to know where these guys hitting at in these spots. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, for sure. Um, if it warrants, like today, it's probably gonna be rapid fire today. We got early games coming all the way through. Early games coming all the way through. So and we got some later games. So we got a mix. We got baseball all day. So let's get to it. Back to it, right? So where were we? First and foremost, like I was saying, I was on him yesterday, so I'm probably gonna go back to the well. Well, ain't no problem. I'm gonna go back to the well because I already went, right? Rodri Munoz. I do expect traffic to be on the bases here. For on the Tampa Bay side, I don't like a lot of bats on the Tampa Bay side, but it is what it is, right? So both of those had a pretty good game yesterday, and I was on Brandon yesterday, and he got there late for me. I had already chalked him off. Then I turned around. He only had one run, and then like at the end, he ended up hitting his 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, but I only took it for one. I mean, two, 1.5. So and that was a minus 120. I think I got his hits, runs, and RBIs last night for minus 120, minus 125 or something like that. So I took his hits, runs, and RBIs at 2 and at 3. Hope you don't sell me. I'm really ready to take him for a bomb though. All right, so Munoz, and then just give you guys some numbers on Munoz. He's just not very good. Oops, Roddery, not Andres Roddery. And he will be on the road today, and it's probably where all his worst shit is coming from, right? So looking at the splits here, Rodney Munoz at home he's got a 6 ERA. On the road he's got a 4.9. Might as well just say 5. He's pitching his worst to lefties. So there you have that, right? Home versus lefties, he's got a 327 batting average. On the road, 264. Uh, so Brandon Lowe does get a bump for me, right? And and Miami Marlins, Tosh Bradley's on the mound, right? So I ended up doing a bankroll builder here on ESPN bet. I ended up taking and I'm taking his strikeouts as well, but I ended up taking I think I took his strikeouts on Prize Picks. What's up, Tiff? What's going on, girl? What's going on? I ended up taking five his pitching outs at a minus 110. I took his 5.5 strikeouts, and I took his pitching outs on draft on ESPN bet, and it came out to a minus 110. That's where I got it at. She said I saw the wins you posted last night. Yeah, man. That Dinger Tuesday. I told you I was all over. Devers yesterday. He got there for me. It was Devers Day. He smoked him. Right. Took his 2 RBIs. It was Devers Day. Devers cashed me out pretty good yesterday. But yeah, this is what I played right here for this game. Hits runs. I mean, I also took the hits runs and RBIs for Brandon Lowe, right? So minus 114, 17 pitching outs and over 5.5 strikeouts. And then I'm I might have to take another look when I get off this one here. Maybe I might ladder his K's up. I don't know. I didn't know, but it is what it is. This Miami, I know they was rising up the leaderboards in the strikeout category on the seat on in the last 30 days and things like that. So last 30, Miami number 6 and striking out with a 106 WRC plus versus right hand pitching. Of course, they lost some bodies when you lose Bell and you lost Jazz. That's definitely going to affect things. Xavier is the guy that if I had to take bet on one bet, it would probably be Xavier. So definitely look at him for a hit or something like that. But yeah, Milwaukee, Miami. Where we're last 14 days. Miami. Um, 23%. I expect that to get back a little bit more worse. 122 WRC plus, that wasn't bad, but as they was getting better, all the trade deadline did to me personally was knock them back down. So when you get a guy like Taj Gibson, who's he's got great case stuff, man. Not Taj Gibson. I'm thinking about Taj Bradley. I'm thinking about my Bulls and all this shit, man. But you know, he does have decent case stuff. He's pitches his best at home. Um, he got a 1.5 ERA at home. Um, and his K stuff, in general, he's got a 31% K rate to lefties, 28% K rate to righties, 222 average to lefties, 149 average to righties at home. He's got similar numbers, 40%, damn near 40% K rate to righties, and then 32% K rate to lefties, and then 32% K rate to righties, right? Um, so that pretty much sums it up right there. I don't really want to bet this game, but moneyline parlays, run line straights if I had to in favor of Tampa Bay, right? Toronto Blue Jays and Baltimore Orioles. Again, right? Baltimore Orioles, it's going to be moneyline parlays, run line straights in favor of Baltimore. I get a picture lean towards Baltimore in this spot. Um, um, I did look over this. I looked over this last night, but I will tell you this, right? What I will tell you here is looking at the bullpens, man. Hmm, on the season here, Toronto right now on the season got the second worst bullpen, man. You know what I'm saying? So looking at the lineups, shit, lineups out right now. S, what's this kid's name? Let's see. How do you spell his name? Called him up. So he pitched a couple innings back in April. Minor numbers here. Load up for me. Come on, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Load up for me. Load up for me. Damn. All right. Let's refresh this and see what that do, man. Straight up. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. So I'm not even gonna even what is he? A lefty here, a righty, like whatever, right? I expect them to beat these boys' ass, man. That's all I'm gonna tell you that shit right now. So, looking at Baltimore here, I'll just take a look at Baltimore, right? I'll show you guys some numbers on these guys. We just gonna look at Baltimore in general, right? Lefties versus right hand pitching. I'll deselect some of these. I'll deselect everything. How about that? And just look at these boys and just look at these boys in general, right? Take the slider down. So just in general, especially somebody that's coming up from AAA, whatever the case may be, more power to them. Versus lefties, they look pretty good. Versus right hand pitching, they look good. The lefties, and then versus the righties versus righties. It is what it is, right? I'm surprised to see their case percentage is down a little bit more than they was. This is just as righties in general. No, no, no. No pitch mixing at all, right? So Santana's been on one, you know. Gunnar Henderson, his the isolated power ain't been there. He ain't been lifting them out, but you can still look at him, to ball, right? So I don't even really, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably just gonna take them 1.5 for sure. Hit parlays or something like that. It's not gonna break my. I'm not gonna, you know, break my neck over that game or whatever the case may be. New York Yankees at Philadelphia Phillies. Here we got Cortez on the mound, and we got Sanchez on the mound, right? And the Yankees, they continue to hit righties. They are facing a lefty today in Cortez. In Sanchez. We got over under 9.5 in this spot. One thing I point out about Cortez here, he does. He does pitch his worst on the road. We already know this, right? He got a 6.1 ERA on the road. Um, he's pitching his worst on the road. On the road to righties, he's got 321 batting average, 2 home runs per nine, and he will give up a bomb, right? Especially off that fastball to righties. Okay, so something we've been hanging our hat on. You know what I'm saying? All year long. I've always touched on this every time. We run across Nestor Cortez on the road here. So mm-hmm, um, hard hit percentage is up, all that, right? So taking a look at him on the season. Little detailed look here on the season. Right, that fastball alone, right. So that fastball alone, um, 22 singles, 10 doubles, 11 home runs, 289 batting average on that to righties, 557, 577 slugness, things of that nature, right? So that gives the righties a bump, especially the ones that can hit the fastball on Philly. We'll take a look at these guys real fast. hmm One guy that I want to say, one guy, who was it? Castellanos that really kind of popped for me. I don't fucking know, man. But let's filter it up there. And that fastball over the course of the last couple of months, Nestor Cortez, um, to righties, he's throwing it 40% of the time. Last 2 months, 12 extra base hits and 5 home runs versus it. So Alec Bone, I couldn't talk you off of him. Nestor, Castellanos over the course of a month versus their fastball. None of these guys really striking out versus their fastball over the course of a month. Small sample size, I can push it back. Last couple of months versus their fastball, just to give you guys a bigger sample size. Nobody's really striking out over that time. Um, Austin Hayes and Alec Bone, those two guys, they're really, really looking good in certain instances. Then when you bring it in, like last 7 days and last 2 weeks and stuff like that. I think that's probably, or maybe a few more other pitchers that I'll add in. That definitely went with Nick Castellanos, making him look a little bit better to me, right? So, what else is he throwing here? That cutter. His top two pitches, that fastball and that cutter. A lot of batters like that cutter, man. A lot of batters like that cutter. A lot of batters like that cutter. I ain't gonna lie. And so Bone, I mean, these guys look okay. You know what I'm saying? Some of those guys, the usual suspects look okay. Um, and he said my Bone might go to for his runs and RBIs. Yeah, because especially Bone because he be hitting, man. He be hitting in that four hole, that cleanup hole, some shit like that. Let me see where's projected in at. And that's why it'd be that's why I like to see that 1, 2, 3, 4 hole behind Harper and Hayes. I mean Harper and oh, so there's no Turner today. Hayes will hit a bomb yesterday, so shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he hitting cleanup and behind the big dogs. So definitely he'll be in play for some hits, runs, and RBIs. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So he's a guy you can look at, man. Let me write him down. Yeah. So that's the importance of like knowing these lineups and stuff like that. Um, Hayes, I like Hayes as well. So guys like that. I mean, things of that nature, right? Um, what do I have down here, right? I mean, you could look at Volpe. Volpe looked okay, for a hit or something like that. Judge is Judge. Soto, he ain't striking out. Plus, he looked okay. Jazz, Kyle Schwarber. I think Kyle Schwarber got a couple bombs off that fastball. That's probably what I wrote him down for. What is he doing for the lefties here? He's doing that fastball 47% of the time. I think Schwarber. I think I wrote him down because he's got a couple home runs off that fastball. Yeah. Um, One lately, he will strike out, but let me push it out a little bit more. Okay, he'll hit it hard. I mean, pause, whatever the case may be. Yeah, Schwarber would take, just one swing of the bat. Somebody like Schwarber, that's all it would take. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then Sanchez. Let me see, Philly, Yankees. Hmm. So he's doing that sync up. Yeah. Yeah, you know that shit's crazy. He said Marsh ain't playing either. No, if Gunner in that spot, he going yard. Ooh, everybody on gun. I'm taking Gunner hits runs and RBIs, man. Shit like that. Um, Santana the one who been on one. So every time I turn around, Alex Verdugo hitting the lead off double. Straight up. Um, yeah. What's that? Fastball. No, not the fastball. The sinker. It's a lot of people who like that. No, it ain't the. Yeah, it is a sinker. Um, okay, so Soto, Wells, I mean, those guys hitting that sinker well. Let me get the rest of. Let me take this fastball down because he ain't throwing that fastball. Change up, slider. So, I mean, Soto and Jazz for sure. They looking okay. Small sample size, but they look okay, man. Soto don't strike out, so Soto owed me from yesterday, man. Straight up, man. Jazz, Soto, yeah. Um, what's this kid's name again? Yeah. So let me see. I hate when I type in somebody's whole name and it don't pop up, man. Just put in Sanchez, man. Dang, man. Look at that. That's crazy. Mm. Sanchez at home. He's pitching good at home. Pitching pretty good at home, man. It's over on the 9.5. Mm. What's Philly team total, man? Yankees 4.5. Phillies 5.5. 4.5 and 4.5, huh? Interesting. Shit does not equal up to 10. I hate when they do that. Mm. Well, we know George is in play. We know that. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be an interesting game. Yeah. I'm gonna end up playing. I'm gonna end up playing the hits, runs, and RBIs for Bone though. Or at least if at the 1.5, if it's in a parlay piece, I'll put it there as well, right? At the 1.5 as a parlay piece on ESPN Bet, something like that. Like I said, Jazz and guys like that. I could probably look at hits, runs, and RBIs for Jazz or Soto. Maybe a hit parlay, something like that. Nothing spectacular though. We do got a 9.5 over under here. And like I said, Nestor Cortez is giving up 11 bombs on that fastball. One of these righties probably might end up taking them deep. Okay, so it is what it is. It is what it is. And like I said, Schwarber can hit that fastball too. Uh, let me see. Let me see. Any of these guys took him deep before? I don't know. Gleyber Torres got a bomb off him. I did like Volpe too, man. At least for a hit. Um, Cortez. Hayes already got a home run off of him. He's the only one in the lineup so far that I see right here has got a home run off of him. Interesting. All right, let's move it. Now, this Minnesota, we do got a rain implications here. This Minnesota Twins in this New York Mets game here. I don't know, man. Uh, I don't know. What I would say here, what I said here was, I know McNeil, and I know I know these New York Mets. They like that fastball, man. Straight up. He throwing that fastball probably a little bit over 30% of the time, something like that. Pablo Lopez. Mm, so he's throwing it close to 40% of the time to these righties here. So it's hard for me to decipher who I really want to mess with here. As far as you know, but I will show you guys. You know what I'm saying? Last week, this is just versus the fastball alone, right? Pete Alonso's got 2 home runs. Then the last week, JD Martinez got one. Tyrone Taylor's got one. This is the last 7 days here. Um, the last month here versus fastball, these guys look pretty good. JD, he can hit, but he will strike out. Iglesias ain't striking out versus fastball, so things of that nature. The lefties, the lefties, McNeil, he loves the fastball. He's 8 for 24. The last 7 days, he's 2 for 6, 2 extra base hits. But over the course of the last 4 weeks, McNeil loves that fastball. That's just the fastball alone. Okay, so McNeil, he's a lefty, and the rest of those guys they like the fastball, right? But I'm still undecided on how and I want to attack these bats, or if I even want to attack these bats, right? So you could throw the sweeper in there, and then we could throw the fuck it, throw the change up in the so, so um Iglesias versus the whole pitch mix over the course of the last month, he's still not striking out, right? That much at 10%. But he's he can be a pest in that category. Now, um Uh, Pablo Lopez does have some decent case stuff. Over the course of the last 2 months, he hadn't been looking all pretty good. It hadn't been looking all the way good for him. He is probably like turning that corner, probably getting a little bit better now. But he has given up 7 extra base hits and 4 home runs to right hand hitters over the course of the last 2 months there. Okay. So Pablo Lopez, so like I said, Peter Lazo versus pitch mix. He's got 3 bombs in the last month. He's looking a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I can bring it in the last 3. I'm not gonna individually go through all those pitch mix and stuff like that. The Mets, like I said, guys like JD can strike out. Vientos can strike out. For the rest of them, though, they probably can try to like the usual suspects and try to like hold their own. But it's a lot of green there. It's a lot of green there. I just don't know which way I want to, go with it, man. I don't know, man. Don't. 10 for 28 for Pete Alonso over the course of the last 3 weeks does look good, though. Does look good, man. It definitely does. Okay, so I didn't write any bets down for this game. Last 2 weeks, nice sample size versus this pitch mix. Last 2 weeks, they starting to strike out a little bit more. As you can see, it's getting red over there. It's getting really, really red over there, right? So it's a lot, right? So you know, hmm. I'll leave that up to you guys, right? Then we got weather implications on that. Like I said, I'm undecided. Even sometimes when I see a lot of green, I still, that still don't push me into, playing. Same thing with Minnesota. Even if I see a lot of green, that still don't mean I'm gonna go out there and I'm still gonna bet on it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes shit just boom pop out to me, and I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm betting that, but you know, some people I need to look into a little bit more probably. But I can't deny what this Mets team has been doing. They've been balling. Now, hit parlays and stuff like that, that might be something what I'll probably look at. Maybe hit parlays or something like that. 2 or 3 batters. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Banquist Film says yes. Yeah. So who's on the mound there? I forgot that quick. New York. Oh, that was Severino, right? Man, Buxton struck out 4 times yesterday. Man, I can't believe that. So he's throwing that sinker to righties. Um, Severino. He's throwing that sinker to righties 49% of the time. They like the sinker. They don't strike out much versus it. Let me push it back to the last couple of months there. So it's pretty green over here in the strikeout category. Last couple of months they just haven't shown they haven't been striking out. Not too many home runs from that sinker either. But he's throwing a sinker 50% of the time to righties. So it is what it is, right? I can add in that slider, fastball, and sweeper. Strike the K rate is down for Buxton versus those three pitches. Carlos Correa probably not won't be in the lineup. 2 months. Let me bring him in, man. That's a 2 month sample size. Buxton can probably. I probably can see myself going to Buxton. Um, for some get back. Let me see something from yesterday. Fastball, slider, changeup, sweeper. Right. I guess. Mm. Yeah, Buxton might end up betting on Buxton in some shape, form, or fashion. Right. Um. mm, let me see. He makes a few things around a little bit. What is he throwing at? Those other pitches, he ain't throwing that much though, man. Take the sinker down. How about that? Take the sinker down. Buxton, you just got to get a hold to one for me. Straight up. He likes that slide. He's striking out on a lot of shit though. He will strike the fuck out. But this kid here, Severino don't Severino don't have a super high K rate there. So that's something that could definitely work in favor. I didn't pretty much look at this game like I really want to, but we do got weather implications too. Don't forget that um, in this game. Yes, sir. What's up, man? Each one teach one. You already know. Maybe I go back to the well on Buxton. Who knows, right? Do got weather implications in this one here. I mean, at least that's what I seen right there, right in that game. Atlanta Braves, Milwaukee Brewers here. We got over under 7.5 in this spot. Phenomenal pitching matchup here. We got Chris Sale. We got Chris Sale, and we have Freddie Peralta, right? Freddie Peralta has been getting hit lately. Um, um, he does got that shit though, and you know I've been picking on the Braves quite some time with right hand pitching in the strikeout category, right? So if you want to take a look at this game here for no runs first inning, see how the numbers stack up. I can show you guys Chris Sale, Freddie Peralta here. Um, so Chris Sale is 5-3 in the last 2 months to the no runs first inning. He's on a one game no run in his first inning streak right now, and Freddie is 4 of 6, meaning he's been giving up runs right in the first inning. So it's crazy how things pan out, but it is what it is, right? So, like I said, this Milwaukee team um, versus left hand pitching, I'll start just from the 30 days, right? They have not been striking out like that. 16.7% K rate the last 30 days and 150 played, WRC plus. That's really, 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 really good. Okay. That's really good. Um, so, last 14 days, um, Milwaukee striking out 10%, only 78 plate appearances. You don't see a lot of plate appearances versus lefties that much, so it is what it is, right? But sometimes the pitchers can just be overpowering. And Sale has been overpowering for most of the season, man. When it comes in the strikeout category. But like I said, even with this pitch mix here, it still pans out, right? So I probably won't be messing with it. I still probably won't be messing with any bats here. But if you're looking at Milwaukee here, righties versus lefties, and he's a fastball. I mean, he's a strikeout artist. Most strikeout artists don't throw that many pitches. Chris Sale, over the course of the last 2 months, these are some of his numbers here. The fastball. Let me see. To what is he doing? Let me see. Righties, he's throwing that slider, fastball, and changeup. And Eric Haas and Reese Hoskins. Reese Hoskins can strike out. Yeah, that slider. Yeah. Reese Hoskins can strike out. The rest of these guys probably don't even, play that much, but Contreras is, what I'm saying, Chirinos and Perkins, those guys, they don't strike out. Okay, versus lefties. But like I said, you can make exceptions for some of these other pitchers, okay? Pitchers, if you want. You know what I'm saying? So bringing it in last 3 weeks. Not a big sample size, so it is what it is. I can push it out. I can push it out. Let's see. I can push it out here. Let's go. Um, so Contreras, he's somebody I've always looked at versus lefties. Him and his brother. Perkins don't strike out. Whatever the average is up. It is what it is, right? I'm scared. I'm scared to go. I'm scared. I'm scared. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't look at the history for. I didn't look at the history for Sale and whatever the case may be versus his team. I really didn't even care. To tell you the truth. I know he's a dog. We'll see, right? No Christian Yelich. He ain't seen that many guys. Willie Adames got a bomb off of him. Look at all that though. I don't really see who's in the lineup. 3 strikeouts to Adames, 2 to Haas, 10 to Gary Sanchez. You see who's gonna be in the lineup, and then work from there. But at the end of the day, I ain't fooling around. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I probably don't want to fool around with these bats. I ain't even gonna lie. Sometimes pitchers can go out there and get their ass tore up too, like just not have a good day. But it's the daytime too, man. Daytime, Daytime, and then we have the daytime filter here, right? Forgot about that. We have that daytime filter. Daytime, motherfuckers be striking out, right? So I'm not gonna get too caught up in the daytime filter yet because I ain't been using it. But daytime, man, I ain't been using it, and I ain't been capping with it. Let me see. So like Contreras, right now, I guess in general, 4.35 K rate. Then you click daytime, you go from a four, they go up 9%. His strikeout rate go up 9%. In general, 4.35. Daytime, 13%. Like that shit matters, man. So looking at the lefties there, probably could take the changeup down. 'Cause I know versus lefties, he's predominantly fastball and slider. Let's see. Fastball, slider. Yeah. Get a little sinker in there. I could throw that up there. But he's deadly though. He's deadly. And these guys here, like these guys can probably be some pets. Look at them. Bryce Terrain, 14% K rate. Yelich ain't playing. And Frelick is just not striking out versus lefties. Like everything green. Flick the daylights on real fast. Let's see. Hmm, 12. All right. It is what it is. I'm not gonna get caught up in that. So I'm undecided, man. I'm undecided. I think I'm gonna take a stab well, I did take a stab. I did a two piece. I took the K's. I did a two piece on Prize Picks. I took the strikeouts for man, what's the boy's name? Um, Gibson and Freddie, right? I took a two piece over there and see what it do, right? So last 30 days, Atlanta, 26% K rate to righties with a 91 WRC plus, and last 2 weeks they're probably getting a little bit better though. Well, 25% K rate, 98 WRC plus. Last 7 days versus righties, Atlanta, they've been top three, for the last month, right? So, I'd rather I me personally, those Milwaukee bats don't scare me versus Sale. They don't scare me versus Sale, but the numbers, the numbers scare me. The numbers scare me. Sale over 7.5 Ks, Kyles are over 1.5 bases. Andrew Kearney 4 plus. Oh, I know you're talking about Haney. I think 4 plus Ks. Bradley for 4 plus Ks. 2,400. Okay, I see you. I see you. It's a play right there for anybody looking for a play, whatever the case may be. Okay, so let's keep it moving. Kansas City Royals at Chicago White Sox here. Moneyline parlays, run line straights in favor of Kansas City Royals. I like Bobby Witt here, and I like Pasquantino here, right? I like the fact that these people don't strike out that much. What's his name? Thorpe just got his ass lit up. But I was betting on Thorpe though. I ain't gonna lie. I was betting on his pitching outs like the last two times before he got his ass two up. I knew not to mess around with with him versus. I think the last time he pitched might have been versus this team. Don't quote me on that, but maybe yeah. So Drew Thorpe here, versus right hand pitching. Last two months, he's got a 167 batting average. Line drive is down. I don't like the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? So versus right hand pitching, 8 extra base hits and 5 home runs. The fastball where he's throwing predominantly his top two predominant pitches, which would be the changeup and the fastball. Those are the ones he's giving up home runs versus and extra base hits versus over the last 2 months. I'll put those two up there first, the fastball and the changeup. Matter of fact, I'll just throw the whole thing up there, right? The slider. I throw the slider up there. At the end of the day, Bobby Witt just in fuego. Bringing this back here to the last what 4 weeks here. Um, he's 20 for 39, 500 at 500 average, 3 home runs, 8 extra base hits. Everything checks. I like it. Over the course of 2 months, Marquel Garcia not striking out versus the pitch mix. Hunter Renfro, shout out to him. 2 games ago, he hit that bomb for me and to seal a deal on the ticket. I mean, it is what it is, right? Over the course of last month, you got the White Sox. Sometimes this Kansas City offense can be dragging. Sometimes it can drag, but I'm gonna keep on going against the White Sox no matter what. Probably no matter what. Just keep on keeping on. The lefties, right? So the lefties, you know, I, they ain't striking out. You know what I'm saying? Change of fastball, cutter, slider. Add that cutter in there, and add that cutter in there for the lefties, and bang. You know what I'm saying? Hmm. I thought the numbers. Wait a minute. What do I got wrong? What do I have wrong here? Unless I missed something, right? I have to refilter that shit again. Let me see. I know I didn't miss something. Okay, I probably could have. I could have looked at the wrong shit last night. No, that's because I got left hand pitching in there. That's what I did. I know I'm tripping. I know I'm tripping. Right? There we go. 4 weeks. Let me see. Make sure I ain't hallucinating here. Right. I had the left hand filter on. Okay, so yeah, like versus the whole pitch mix. You can look at Pasquantino. He's 18 for 53, good for a 340 batting average. K percentage is down 9%. You know, you get a Massey in there, his K percentage is down. Like contact. You know what I'm saying? Contact. Bring it in a little bit because he got a hefty sample size versus righties there, getting a little bit better. 9% K rate still. Last 2 weeks, bring it on in. Last 2 weeks, probably where I think I like them the most. Yeah, last 2 weeks versus pitch mix here, 13 for 29, two extra base hits, 6% K rate. I liked it, right? So that Pass Martino, somebody's going to be looking at. You like I said, let me see. Perez probably be hitting that first spot, maybe an RBI spot, or Renfro probably can get an RBI back there somewhere. Stuff like that, right? So Pasquantino and these guys, you can look at one hit, two hit, Bobby Witt, one hit, two hit, three hits, whatever, right? Shit like that. So I like Bobby there. Texas Rangers at Bobby and Pasquantino. Texas Rangers at St. Louis Cardinals here. Man, did Corey Seager let me down yesterday. That was crazy. Um, but at the end of the day, here, I for the Texas side, I just wrote in Seager. I think he can best back here, right? McGreevy, I did see that he was giving up a little walks and stuff like that. Let me see. What a name, right? Michael McGreevy. But yeah, the Cardinals called him up, and you know, it is what it is, right? Looking at some of his numbers here, um, the walks was kind of, 3 walks, three. These is numbers, his triple A's, right? His minors, right? First of all, he's got 96 strikeouts in 109 innings. The walks here, 3-2-2. I mean 3-2-0-3-2. Like the walks could be a problem when you get into the majors here. It could be a problem, right? So we'll see, right? But right now, coming into the majors, coming up, getting called up, I'm looking at Seager here, right? I'm looking at Seager here. I ain't gonna lie. So it is what it is, right? And this team here, let me see what they've been doing to righties in general. Texas, I don't think they were striking out versus righties in general, right? So Texas here, 20% K rate, 91 WRC plus. They ain't been super duper hitting them, but they ain't been striking out. They're getting a little bit more healthier. Texas is. Last 2 weeks, Texas versus right hand pitching, 19% K rate, 63 WRC plus. That don't look good there. Straight up. That don't at all, right? That don't at all. So we'll see what's gonna happen. On the flip side, we got Andrew Heaney in the mix here. Um, and I don't even think I looked at um, also, yeah, it was a couple things, right? And I didn't write them down. So oh, now I know Arenado wasn't striking out, stuff like that. Let me see something. Let me check this pitch real quick. Angel Henny's coming around a little bit though, man. So in general, he's got a 321 batting average to lefties. He is a lefty. Okay. Uh, the K stuff, I remember Haney used to have nasty K stuff, right? But a 22 and 24% K rate right now. Um, they're on the road, right? Yeah, they're on the road. This is game here is a pick 'em right here. Interesting, right? The more I'm thinking about this game, if Rick Reevy can come out there and be serviceable, the St. Louis might be able to pull this game out because I'm mentally thinking about these bats. I don't know. We'll see, right? I don't bet too many games, but we'll see. So on the road versus lefties, he's pitching his worst. Get up a 320, 352 batting average on the road versus lefties. Okay, so we'll go back here. We'll go back here. We'll check out who's this? St. Louis, right? Check out St. Louis. Left, it's on left, left on left. I want to see what we're gonna look at. Burleson. Last 2 months, he's got a 300 batting average to lefties, but he ain't giving up. He ain't gave up no bomb to no lefties in the last 2 months. Interesting. Fastball and slider, just main two pitches there. So that's saving a little time there. So not that many plate appearances, right? And that's 2 weeks. Let's move out to 4, right? Okay, so Burleson don't look too good versus that pitch mix, but he ain't striking out. He's pitching his worst to lefty, so maybe he's gonna get a bump there, right? Lefties then, Gorman will strike out. Gianni will strike out. They got an okay average, whatever, versus them pitchers, but they'll strike out. Look at these righties here. Mm. So Arenado and Goldsmith over the course of the last month versus these righties, they ain't been striking out. The power has been there for Goldsmith. The isolated power has been there. The exit veto has been down. Fly ball rate's okay. Okay. Um, Wilson Contreras, him and his brother, I always looked at them versus lefty. So you never know what's gonna happen. Tommy Pham back in St. Louis. He hit a granny yesterday, right? Um, I've been seeing Goldsmith pretty good. I've been seeing him pretty good. I hit 2 bombs on him recently, right? I know one. Let me back it up. I know I hit one recently on him, and I know the power is still there. You know what I'm saying? The barrel is up. Okay, um, the barrel is up. So and then looking at this K rate, it really looks pretty good, right? Let me see something. Haney. Miami versus St. Louis. Nobody's got a bomb off of him so far. This is gonna be interesting here. Okay. Well, um, I didn't. I can't believe I didn't. I must didn't even look at this at these bats here. If I did, do I got a filter right? Fastball, changeup, slider. I do got it filtered right. Because I would have written some of these guys down. Last week versus Pittsburgh, Contreras is 4 for 8. Pedro Pages is 4 for 8. Arenado's 1 for 4. Remember, this team at one time, this team was great versus lefties. So I mean, Arenado, Goldsmith, I like him. I mean, how could you not? Wilson Contreras, I like him. Like it, I'm starting to, I like him, right? So let me write these motherfuckers down real fast, man. Straight up. They in play. I'll put that. I mean, a hit parlay or something. Take two of those guys for a hit, something like that. They in play for me. I know what Wilson Contreras can do versus a lefty. I do know that. A Goldsmith, old man strength. Arenado, old wise man. Yeah, okay. So I like all three in some shape, form, or fashion. I don't know what I like them for right now. What's the total? Over under 9. The book's even undecided here with a pick 'em. All right, so Washington Nationals at Arizona Diamondbacks here. I don't want to try to make this too long here. Uh, And Marte gets another lefty, man. So Marte, um, Marino's been hot. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Suarez been on fire. I mean, Arizona Diamonds versus a lefty, man. Diamondbacks versus a lefty. That's why I'm. That's why I'm. That's how I'm gonna look at this situation. You know what I'm saying? This Washington Nationals, they sold me yesterday, right? I don't like to mess with Gallen at home. Some of those guys still look good. Yepes and probably like Garcia's, they still look good. They sold me yesterday. I ain't gonna lie, right? But one bat, it's gonna be Marte for me. Yeah. So Marte got over on the 9 in this spot. Seattle at Boston. So it's a few guys. Oh, the little cheap ass mouse I got. I'm gonna break that motherfucker. I keep dropping it. Boston. I'm Boston, man. Boston, man. So let's see. Um, I like a few guys on Boston. Right now, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you. I got Tyler O'Neill, Devers, Rafaela. I got those three guys in there. I wanted to add a couple guys too, but I'm definitely going back to the well with Devers for sure, right? Um, so looking at Boston here, uh, going up against Kirby, and I think he's pitching his worst to lefties. Let's take a look at the lefties there. Fastball, slider, splitter. So it's a few guys you can take looks at. But for me, it's Devers, right? Like Masaka, Yoshida. I mean, whatever you want to do. Some of these guys will strike out, but I mean, Devers, man. Let me see something. Kirby. Um, as of right now, Devers is batting 500 off of him. 286 for Duran. So yeah. Rafaela's got a hit, and I like Rafaela today. I'll get to him. Tyler O'Neill. Then I have him written down. Yeah. So um, Kirby. Um, Worst split is on the road, 3.4. I mean, I guess it's ERA. Um, he's got 284 batting average versus lefties on the road. Home run per nine at 2.59. Okay, so that's his worst split on the road versus lefties. So that bodes well for somebody like um, for these lefties in general, right? Devers versus this pitch mix, he's got a 563 batting average, exit velo 95. Barrel percentage is at 30. Hard hit percentage is up at 61, like 53%. Fly ball, like even his surprisingly his K rate is down versus this pitch mix. So I like it. You know what I'm saying? Um, and there's a few other of these lefties, right? They get a bump, a small bump, but I couldn't talk you off anybody you wanted to get to. He's got 5 home runs over the course of a month versus this pitch mix, right? So Dominic Smith, he looks pretty good right now with 20% K rate. His fly ball is up. He's got 2 home runs versus this pitch mix. Not gonna individually go through all these pitches right now. Y'all have interest, right? So the righties. What is he throwing? The righties. Sinker, slider, fastball, right? So, Rafaela, yeah, didn't he get that for me yesterday? I think so. Yeah. So over the course of a month, Rafaela, you definitely got to look at him. Him and Tyler O'Neill versus pitch mix. Rafaela's is 16 of 38 with 2 bombs. Tyler O'Neill 13 for 33, 2 bombs. And surprisingly, Tyler O'Neill is not striking out that much with a 22% K rate. I like that versus that pitch mix there. 3 weeks for him, it gets a little bit better too, right? So with Tyler O'Neill, his K rate comes down 17% over this versus this pitch mix over the last few weeks there. Barrel percentage is up for him, still there 2 bombs lingering right there. Um, Last 2 weeks here, um, Rafaela has been on one, right? Tyler O'Neill, 5% K rate versus this pitch mix in last 2 weeks there. And then you come back to the last 7 days where Rafaela is 7 for 12 versus pitch mix with a bomb. And that's when, Tyler Neal's probably been doing a lot of damage with the last 7 days, 2 home runs versus this pitch mix, okay? So Tyler O'Neill, Rafaela, that's what I got penciled in right now. And Devers, right? I couldn't figure out what other lefties, but it was a more lefties green. I just, the team, maybe a team total could be in play here. What's the total of this game? 9.5. So it is what it is, right? Maybe a Boston Red Sox team total. Seattle Mariners still favorited here, so you might be able to get some, get a, might be able to get you know, if you think they can hit him. Seattle Mariners 4.5, so I bet both of them 4.5. Okay. Um, I ain't gonna say. I'll just say this. Let me see what I have. Um, I don't think I'll be messing with some of those bats there for Seattle, but Justin Turner, surprisingly, he looked okay, man. He looked okay versus that pitch mix there. I'll show you guys that. The nice addition for them. And damn, they got Polanco too, right? Yeah, Polanco hit that bomb, man. I was chasing his ass. He hit that bomb yesterday, man. Polanco looked good, but not versus this pitch mix, but he been looking good lately. So if the heat is on for him, you better watch out for him, right? So taking a look at Justin Turner over the course of a month. Uh Seattle, right? They got Seattle. He played for Seattle now, right? Let's see. So versus that sinker and slider, Justin Turner, he is 10 for 25. And I'm quite sure he liked that sinker because the whole dang on all the righties for Toronto was good sinker hitters, right? No, I think it was the cutter. It was the sinker or the cutter. Either way it go, what is he doing? That sinker and then I'll throw the change up there for fun. So yeah, like I said, a 9% K rate versus these three pitches there. He's 11 for 28 over the course of a month with one bomb. Like just bringing it back last 3 weeks. Uh, Randy Rosarina coming in, but this guy, I mean, Turner hadn't been striking out, right? He hadn't been striking out. Last 7 days versus this pitch mix, Turner is 7 for 12, right? One extra base hit. So I had to pencil him in just even if I don't get there. So I had to take his name down. All right. It's 10:17. That's what time it is. Brick Squad. Um, Chicago Cubs game, and I tried to filter through this game to see try to find something, man. Lodolo, sometimes his K's be working, sometimes they don't, right? So where I think we can get and then this ballpark, I just don't like this ballpark, right? I don't like him at home either, man. So I don't know what I want to do here. I was really considering taking the 16 and a half outs for him at minus 125. It's a lean, right? I think he's 50% to this number to the Cubs this season. So it is what it is. Then you get Bellinger back, lefty lefty splits. Over some sort of time, Bush looked okay. Ellie De La Cruz, I think aggressive bats can do a little bit better versus Kyle Hendricks. So I just I don't know, man. I don't know. I couldn't put nothing together. Did I write anything down? Nothing that I really want to just say, hey, I'm standing on it. And if I miss something, I probably miss something, but I'm gonna keep it going, right? And I try not to be biased because the Cubs are my team, whatever the case may be. Pittsburgh Pirates at Houston Astros here. We got an over under 8.5. We got Woodford on the mound. We got Valdez on the mound, right? Framber. So what I seen here was we already know Bregman's got good righty splits. Altuve is good at baseball. Yana Diaz looked pretty good. And then um, what's the kid's name? The lefty. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Jordan just is Jordan, man. So I just can't, I can't talk off none of those guys, man. Straight up. But Cruz, I can see the flashes of the power, right? Um, but he's striking out versus that pitch mix for Valdez. If you just want to get to it, it is what it is. Small sample size for the righties, but the righties look good versus the pitch mix here. A couple righties, and they weren't striking out. The two righties that kind of stood out was Reynolds and Joe, right? So you want to look at those guys. If anything, I'll probably be looking at Reynolds, something like that. But it is what it is, right? So some of those righties they wasn't striking out versus the pitch mix though. Tell you the truth, but I'll leave it at that and I'll keep it moving. Um, Dodgers and San Diego. Now this is another case of like the Milwaukee, right? When you got a lefty on the mound and they're just not striking out, right? So um, we got over under 7 in this spot. Favored it to the under. Then you got Cease on the mound. So Um, take a look at San Diego Padres versus lefties here. Start on the season, San Diego Padres versus lefties. They striking out 17% of the time with a 101 WRC plus. last 30 days, these guys versus left-hand pitching. San Diego Padres 18% K rate, a whopping 140 WRC plus. Granted, that's a very small sample size for a month versus lefties, but it is what it is. They've been at 100 or a little bit above 100 WRC plus all season long while maintaining a very low strikeout rate, right? So, hmm. So I only took, I only took one bat, but I know it's going to be more, right? I only took one bat. That's Bogarts, however you want to say it. He's somebody who has just not been striking out, and I expect for him to be able to put contact on the ball, right? I could look at some BVP here for versus Kershaw because I didn't, and I want to see. So let's take a look. Kershaw. Cronenworth's got a bomb versus him. Um, Hassan Kim got a bomb versus him. Machado's got four. He's 13 to 40, right? 9 RBIs, a double, batting three, 25. Um, Profile's got 4 hits. Solano's got 12 hits versus him. He's batting 400. So next year you see who's in the lineup. A lot of these guys that don't strike out, and see what happens there. Okay, see what happens there. All right. On the flip side, there, Cease. We got Cease on the mound, and this this Dodgers team showing the ability to strike out, especially the righties. I want to say. Let's see. So I couldn't talk you off Cease strikeouts. I like him, and actually I like him, right? So coming off a no hitter, it is what it is. So I don't like how that look at all, right? Like at all, period, right? So, and then this lineup, more I don't know if it's gonna be predominantly righties though, but I don't like that. So I'm gonna end up looking to see who's gonna be in this lineup, right? So versus lefties, there he probably missing one pitch there. Let's see. Versus lefties, he's throwing that four seamer. The little knuckle curve, I ain't even gonna throw that in there because it don't even just know he got one. And that's probably detrimental to his arsenal. But to lefties it probably won't matter, right? Freddie Freeman won't be playing. I imagine he won't be playing. Otani will strike out versus his pitch mix. And Gavin Lux, Otani's got two bomb. Well, I ain't gonna say off of him, but I think Otani's got a bomb off of him. Gavin Lux ain't striking out. Those are two of the guys that I will take a look at. Right, that's not enough though, in my opinion, for me to try to back them. So if I was betting the side here, it would probably be San Diego Padres or nothing here, right? So I just think it'll be hard for them to manufacture runs. If you want to look at the under there, be my guest. But that's what it'll probably be for me. San Diego Padres. I'm not thinking a pitcher lean to San Diego Padres, and it is what it is, right? So take what you like, leave what you don't. I probably won't be fucking with no bats from this game, but Bogarts, I think he can. It is what it is. I like the San Diego roster a little bit better. All right. Colorado at Los Angeles. Kyle Freeland. Kyle Freeland is a guy that's got weird splits, right? So he this motherfucker pitches his worst on the road, right? Like how make it make sense, right? But that's Kyle Freeland, right? Um, he pitches because because Coors Field, man, that's crazy to me, right? So that's real crazy to me. But taking a look at the splits here, um, he's got a 9 ERA on the road, 1.8 ERA on the home, man. That's crazy, right? Ain't pitched that many games this season, but at home he's at one, two, three, 4 games at home, right? 2 home runs to Arizona at home. That was crazy work. Washington blanked them at home. Um, Kansas City Royals at home. 1 earned run. That's crazy work. San Francisco Giants. 3 earned run, 2 earned runs. That's crazy work, right? Especially versus lefties, because Giants was hitting lefties. Either way, long story short, he's pitching his worst on the road there. Let me see. San Francisco Giants. What happened? Cincinnati, Chicago White Sox, Toronto, Chicago. Okay, these 2 games here. The first 2 games he pitched was Toronto and Chicago. He gave up 10 runs, 7 runs on the road. Okay. Then he calmed down a little bit, right? Calmed down a little bit. So he came back on from injury on June 23rd. He's been playing okay and, up until last game at San Francisco. So since he's been back, he's got hit up on the road once, right? So sometimes you gotta look, look beyond things. But he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's 6 games in from being back, right? From a couple months, 2 months he was out. So I don't, so I done fucking forgot who they playing. Let me see. Okay, the Angels, right? Damn, did I write anything down here? So, I mean, you can look at so the ones who was looking at I was looking at was Ward, Nito, maybe Pilar, just for a hit or something like that. Neto, Nito, whatever. There was flashes where I seen some power for Ward, and Ward can take you deep, right? So let's see. I don't even think I'm betting on these guys, but I'm still gonna show you, right? Kyle Freeland, he's got a knuckle curve. He's throwing most of the time. That's weird, man. Like, that's weird for some of these hitters. Hmm. I didn't want like none of the lefties, so I ain't gonna look at them. Let's look at these righties here. I ain't like none of the lefties. I know that. Sinker slider. I'll put the fastball up there because top of the AM. Yes, they did, Dollar. Mm, so big sample size here for one. Over the course of a month, uh, Logan O'Hop looked, at least like hit worthy. O'Hop, Pilar. I don't know. Taylor Woods got a couple bombs over the time span. Uh, Last week, Kevin Pillar and Logan O'Hop was 4 for 6 and 4 for 10. Um, just don't feel like a game that I really want to target, but at all, because it just feels off and weird to me. But last 2 weeks, Logan Hop, 8 for 17. Let's see. 8 for 17 there. He's looked okay. Don't know if I'm gonna go there, but it is what it is. Right? Taylor Woods got a couple bombs in that time span. 280 isolated power with a 12 barrel. So, it is what it is. I didn't write none of these guys down, truthfully. Colorado, I think I wrote down somebody from Colorado. Um, so the last 2 weeks versus righties, they have been looking okay. Colorado have been looking okay. Uh, Daniels, he does have some K stuff, I believe. Let me see, Daniel. Because we was, he said finna run that back. I know you is. He was, I mean, they were striking out at a nice clip. They were striking out at a nice clip here. So Daniels, this will be his what, fourth game? This will be his fourth game. Um, he had 93 strikeouts and 86 innings pitched in the minors there. The walks were showing up for him here. The walks were showing up for him there in the minors. But last two games, he gave up 7 earned runs to Texas and 4 earned runs to the Angels, right? So, I mean, to Oakland. So it is what it is in that spot, right? Um, I ain't gonna take too much into consideration here. Do I think they could probably hit him? They probably could. I wrote down Tovar because he looked okay in the last two weeks. So he's somebody that I'll probably take a look at, right? Tovar here from Colorado. Somebody, I mean, there was a couple more bats, but I ain't gonna go into that, right? Over under 9.5 runs could be put up here. As you can see, they put up a decent amount of runs yesterday, but hit parlays and something like that, can definitely be profitable in a game like this. And last but not least, the Oakland Athletics and the San Francisco Giants. They got an over under 7.5 here. Stripling on the mound, Webb on the mound, right? Dollar say Rooker, Bobby Marte, uh, Dollar say Butler, Rooker, Bobby Marte, Tovar. Yep, yep. So yeah. Here I was looking at. So I was looking at Butler and Rooker, right? But damn, I don't know. If I had to take one of those bats, it was going to be Rooker here, right? So I looked at Butler, I looked at Tovar. I mean, I looked at Rooker, and a couple more of the bats popped. Um, but then I also had to look at pitching. You know what I'm saying? You got Webb on the mound. It was one pitch, I believe. It was that sinker, right? That where's Webb? I believe it was that sinker, right? So Webb right now, last 2 months, is giving up a 348 batting average. Hard hit percentage is up. Barrel percentage is up at last 2 months he's got 11 extra base hits and 4 home runs versus righties. He's doing that sinker and sweeper and changeup, right? So that sinker, um, That sinker is the one that Rooker likes. Okay, that sinker is the one that Rooker likes. Um, Two bombs off of it, three extra base hits over the course of the last month. Looks pretty good, man. Taking that sinker down, adding in that sweeper. Then all of them don't look so good, right? But sometimes you can look past that, right? Sometimes you look past that, okay? Sometimes you look past that. So throwing in that sinker and that sweeper, and what's the next pitch he throws? The changeup. Um, you know, combined over the last month, Brooker's batting 500 versus that. Okay, Shea Langoliers, he's looking good. They will strike out, but Max Schumerman's looks okay, right? So it is what it is. From the lefties here, Lawrence Butler, right? So um, there's one pitch that he likes, and if I'm mistaken, it's that sweeper or that sinker, one or the other. Let's take a look at the top pitch that he's throwing, which would be the sinker. He's throwing that sinker to lefties. No, I'm sorry. He's throwing that sinker to lefties 37% of the time, and Lawrence Butler hasn't. Well, he's only 1 for 7 versus that. Coming up to the next pitch here, the changeup. The changeup is the one that Butler likes. His second top pitch, right? So that's the one, right? Both of these guys, Butler and Rooker, they got one pitch that they like from him. If he decides to try to keep that away from him, he could probably be of some service there. Where, but versus the changeup, 467 average, 14 OPS, 333 isolated power, the barrel percentage is up, hard hit is up, fly ball is down, line drive is up. So it is what it is. Throw them all up there together. Um, Over the course of a month, um, Lawrence Butler's 19 of 50 with 5 bombs, right? 11 extra base hits. He's looked great this year so far, lately as well. Seth Brown, somebody you can look at as well. He's got 3 bombs versus his pitch mix over the course of the last month. Last week here, Seth Brown is 5 for 11, batting for 455 versus his pitch mix with a home run. Those are some people that you can look at there. And that just about wraps this up right here, right? So it is what it is. Take what you like, leave what you don't. Um, I did 6 Ks and the outs on ESPN bet for Bradley. Hits, runs, and RBIs for Brandon. I'm thinking about putting him on there for a bomb. Baltimore Orioles, like, do what you want to do, right? Like, Santander's and everybody, y'all know what to do. Y'all know what to do. Give me Baltimore money line parlays, run line straights. Yeah, hello. Yeah. What you mean? Wow. I'm saying how they do that? Mm. All right. All right. I'll talk to you. Mm. It's always something. All right, Butler get on base. Rooker should bring him home. That's definitely how things work out. Uh, he's add Seth to the list. All right, for sure. Yep, those RBI opportunities, things like that. That's definitely right. Um, the Yankees here and Nestor Cortez, like I say, he's giving up. He's giving up. He's giving up. Giving up home runs on that fastball to the righties. Baum, you can look up for hit runs and RBIs. Cortez worse on the road. It is what it is. I did like Castellanos in certain instances, but I don't know. Probably won't get there. Hayes looked okay. Um, I mean, Soto, um, Jazz, those guys look good. Volpe, you want to look at him for a hit. Judge is self-explanatory. It is what it is. Kyle Schwarber catch one of those fastballs. He'd probably take it out of the park. Didn't have too much here. Buxton, I would definitely need some get back from Buxton. He struck out four times in a row for me last night. That was crazy. That was crazy work right there. Uh, so Buxton is definitely in play for me here. Lower strikeout versus this pitch mix in total. The New York Mets here, they like that fastball coming from Lopez. McNeil, he's a fastball guy. Lopez throws it a little bit more than the rest of these pitches that he throws. Overall, like I said, a lot of things stood out to me in this game, but I just couldn't really nail down a specific bat that I really wanted to go to. And it happens, right? I was just undecided. Atlanta Braves, Milwaukee Brewers. The Milwaukee Brewers don't strike out much versus lefties. Um, they don't scare me on paper, but their numbers do. I ain't gonna lie. I took a stab at Peralta's case and on prospects, him and Bradley's case. Um, 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 so, you know, maybe I'll go in there and do a parlay like 10 and 10 just to see if they can get there. I have been targeting uh, uh, Atlanta over the course of this last month. They've been top 10 in striking out. So all the way through this last month. Um, Peralta will give up a bomb, though. You can look at somebody like Ozuna in that department, Riley in that department. But, you know, Bobby Witt, Pasquantino. I like those two guys. Give me Kansas City Royals. Moneyline parlays, run line straights. Can't even get the run line straight now, minus 150. Bobby Witt, Pasquantino, though. Yeah. Uh, uh, Goldie and Arenado looked okay, man. Straight up. So I like Goldie and Arenado, and I couldn't talk you off of that little trio there, that veteran trio. Contreras. I liked Corey Seager here. So those are some bats I like there. Um, you know, Marino and I mean, well, it's gonna be you get another lefty, man, and Marte. So you just got to go there, man. Some of those Washington bats just didn't look. They look similar to yesterday, but Gallon, I just don't. Gallon. We'll see what he got at home. I usually don't target Gallon at home. Garcia, Yepes, those guys looked good. They looked good yesterday and let me down, though. But so it is what it is. But Arizona as a whole versus a lefty, it spells trouble for any pitcher, right? I didn't even look at the pitch mixes that much, to tell you the truth. Um, Kirby, oh, it's Boston, right? And I'll tell you, there's even some bats that I left off, some lefties that I left off, but Tyler O'Neill, Devers, Rafaela, I don't know. I like those guys. A couple bats that I even left off, man. So Kirby, he's pitching his worst on the road to lefties. So it is what it is in that scenario. Um, the Cubs game, I just couldn't, right? I couldn't pick. They got over under 9.5. I'll be trying to. I mean, Ellie De La Cruz looked okay in certain instances, and I just, like I said, I didn't really, man. I couldn't really get there. Jake Fraley and Ellie De La Cruz, those are two bats that I had written down last night. Jake Fraley and Ellie De La Cruz. We'll see, right? We'll see. and I lean towards the over outs for Lodolo, but I just this ballpark, I just don't like this ballpark. Um, the usual suspects. I mean, Altuve, Turner. I mean, Altuve, Diaz, Bregman with the righty splits. You know, uh, Alvarez. No, those guys are in play, man. The I mean, the Pittsburgh side. Reynolds looked good. Cruz looked good, but he was strike out versus the pitch mix. Still hitting the ball hard though. You know what I'm saying? So he'll strike out versus, but the power was there. Um, the San Diego Padres, they just don't strike out versus lefties, man. And it's a few bats there. Machado's got 4 bombs versus Kershaw. Um, uh, I took Bo Garrett's there, right? Because he hasn't, he ain't been striking out and he came out the gates hot. So I can at least add him to my hit parlays or something like that. But you got multiple guys on that team that can hit righties, right? For Dodgers, you can look at Otani. He will strike out, but you can look at Otani. And I like the strikeouts for Cease, man. I like the strikeouts for Cease. Gavin Lux looked okay. And I was really undecided here, truthfully. Logan Hop looked okay. Who was that? Did I pencil in? Who did I have in there? Oh man, I almost forgot. I almost forgot, man. I almost forgot on the back here. I almost forgot. Um, Stripling, not Stripling. Tovar, um, Tovar, and then right here in Oakland. I mean, they in play, man. Butler and Rooker are in play, man. If I take one, it would be Rooker, and then Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald, and Mike Yastrzemski, man. Those three guys right there are guys that I'm looking at right now. All right, for sure. So I'm up out of here, man. Who's that? Oh, could Latrell? Latrell say, "Damn, I'm late to the party, homie. Work got me. I'm gonna have to catch you when you run through your bats for the day. I just ran through them right there, right? Just ran through them right there. Yeah. So it is what it is. That's a last second money shot for y'all. I'm getting up out of here, man.